Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aaron, with Evolution Daily. And what I decided that I would do today is I wanted to do a Q&A with people from the Facebook group. So earlier today, I made a post where I basically just said, hey guys, ask me whatever it is that you're struggling with in game right now, anything that you have a question about, and then I'm gonna make a video addressing the questions. So if you guys ever want to get your questions answered, then just join the Facebook group. It's super easy. I'll just go ahead and add a link right here, and there will be a link in the description below for you guys to join. So, first question, and I have not looked at these. I literally have no idea. I thought it would be a lot more fun for me to not look at them and to also then have one of my roommates just kind of read them off to me. So, let's go. First question.
All right, first question. David asks, when in the club venue, if you're with friends, not solo, do you generally stick to your group of wings or casually open girls who happen to pass by? Or do you actively approach sets? And what are the pros and cons of both approaches?
Okay, so I do a little bit of both. I would definitely say that as my game has advanced, and also I have great wings. I mean, you and I go out together. You know, we've got a really good circle of guys that we go out with. So honestly, at this point, my night game looks a lot more like just hanging out, just being funny, clowning around. It's a lot of just yelling and kind of craziness. And then we're just dragging girls into our circle. It's called spider webbing, bonfiring, you know, where you're creating your little atmosphere and then grabbing girls and pulling them into it. So that's definitely what I'm doing a lot more of now. However, don't get me wrong. If I see a girl across the bar or across the club and she's not coming over, I'm not going to be like, oh, I want to spider web her in because I'm way more into attraction than pursuit at this point. No. I'm still going to like dart over there and honestly, like serious pro tip here. One of the things that I've really grown to start doing over the last, I don't even really know when I started, like probably like the last year or so, year and a half or so, is I will go and make my approach. But what I do is I will actually place myself near the girl before actually opening. So it's not that I'm just like coming straight up and getting up next to her and being like, hey, what's up? Hey, come here. And I will do that here and there, but as far as effectiveness, I'm putting myself by the girl and then I'm kind of like getting her attention. Hey, what's up? Hey, like as if I was already going to be over there anyways, just to make it seem a lot more fluid and a lot more natural. And then once I really lock in, that's when I'll get a little more crazy and a lot more physical and a lot more face to face, you know, eye to eye, just really doing the thing. And obviously at that point, then I'm not trying to make it feel like any less of a cold approach. So that answers that. Next question.
Next question from Chris. Chris asks, do you ever approach a girl in a group of her friends, say 4 to 5 of them at places like school, restaurants, etc.? If so, do you open direct or indirect?
Okay, so do I ever approach a group of girls at a school and do I approach direct or indirect?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm not really going on to school, like, I mean, okay, so,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I think he means like campus, right?
Okay, yeah, so like day game, if I'm going in and I see a group of girls, which I do have infield of this, where I actually go in and I think that when I opened that group for the infield, I think that I was talking about, like, I think I was like doing like a directional opener, or maybe I like commented on the girl's shirt, something like that. It just doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter whether you go direct, indirect, whatever. What really matters is that you're about to have a massive amount of pressure applied to you. And I actually approach groups all the time. I actually ended up having a girl that I was sleeping with for months and months. She was like kind of my girlfriend for a little while, honestly, who I approached while she was in a bachelorette party. And I went up to the bachelorette party and the very first thing I say is like, where's the bride? Who's the bride? And they're like, her, it's her. And like, obviously it was fucking her or whatever. I was like, come here, last chance to cheat. And they're like, ah, everyone starts screaming and it's just craziness, whatever. And then I transition into, so who needs a +1? And then boom, they're like, she does, whatever. I end up dancing with this girl all night, making out with her a bunch, pulling her that same night, and then we ended up like sleeping together, like I said, for like months. She was kind of my girlfriend. I kind of miss that girl actually. I think I'm gonna I miss that girl. So yeah, do groups. I mean, but just like I said, get ready to have that pressure applied to you. It's going to be rough. And that's kind of a skill that I also learned from stand-up comedy, from doing comedy for so long, is just, I mean, you're standing in a room of people that are just staring at you. I mean, they're staring at you like, all right, give us something. Give us something. It's silent and it's just you and a microphone. And so I think that really transitioned into pickup, where I feel a lot more, and it took time even with pickup, don't get me wrong, it absolutely did, but I just feel this certain level of groundedness when I am within a group. And I think you and I were actually just talking about that. I think I even said that to you, talking about like bigger groups, how it's really about staying grounded. Because what happens is you'll start to get this anxiety of all eyes on me, like all eyes on me anxiety. And so then you'll start to like, oh fuck, like, God, I'm like trying to maintain this whole thing. But if you just stay grounded, stay chill, stay confident, stay down, and just address each girl, address the group, and just really keep your cool and keep your breath under control and things like that, then you're going to be able to really just have a good time with the girls. And, you know, try not to leave anybody out, try to include the whole group, and just go from there and just kind of run your sort of normal game. Was there something in there about isolation in that question?
No, it's just direct, indirect.
Okay, yeah. So use a variance, whatever. But then as far as like isolating your girl, then at that point, you're going to have had to build up enough comfort with the entire group to where they're all agreeing, like, yeah, you can go ahead. Girls give off these little signals. It's like when you see a group of Navy SEALs and they're moving through a jungle to like raid a fortress, and they're like doing hand signals or something. Girls are doing that to each other in the club. You know, like they are. They're like giving a little smile. They're like, they're doing that kind of shit.
Tap on the
Yeah, the tap on the this one. So if you can win the approval of the entire group by being charismatic, holding really great conversations, things to that nature, then you're going to end up being able to just like, hey, come over here with me for a minute, or come dance with me, or come to the bar with me and grab a drink. And then you just grab a water, or if you drink alcohol, fucking get a drink, whatever. So that's all that. Next question.
All right, third question. Asish wants to know, there are women out there who have been hurt and cheated on, and they would never ever want to be in a relationship anymore. How would you woo a woman with such a hard woman, and how could PUA methods work?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then what else can a guy do to try and get her without moving on to the next woman?
Okay, so he basically is asking about a broken woman.
Yeah.
A woman who's like completely given up on relationships and things of that nature. So she hasn't actually given up. That's the thing. She is demoralized, she feels defeated, she feels hurt, just in the same way that you're gonna feel hurt when a girl rips your fucking heart out. It's not that she's given up on relationships, it's just that it hasn't been working out. So it's that she's looking for a better relationship, or she's looking for like a guy who's gonna actually, give her the attention that she wants and things to that nature. As far as PUA methods working or not, yes and no. I mean, a girl like that, I think that it's gonna be a lot more of really trying to tune in to what it is that she wants, and it's almost going to get to a point where it's like a lot more seduction than it is like pickup and PUA and things like that, and it's going to be really getting into like deep levels of empathy, where you're able to like really fucking vibe with her, feel out what it is that she's looking for, and not believing what it is that she's saying she's looking for, but getting a feel for the type of person that she is, and then understanding that you're going to have to basically, I don't want to say fit the mold, but that you're going to have to then game accordingly. So honestly, I think that it's going to be a limiting belief for you to actually just believe that to believe what she says. It's really like, you're limiting yourself to thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have to like woo her into thinking like love is possible again. That should never actually be your goal. Present yourself to this woman in the same way that you would to others, and then allow her to make the decision of whether she's willing to try again. But don't try to turn a hoe into a housewife. Don't try to change them. If they don't want to have anything to do, which that doesn't really apply, but it's the idea of changing a woman as opposed to letting a woman come into your life and obviously and then being very selective as well. So I wouldn't say to make that really, my best answer here is really just don't make that a big goal. As far as you even asking the question, I wouldn't put a lot of thought into it. So that pretty much sums that up. So next question.
I agree. Let's see. Fourth question. Jot asks, how do you get consistently at conversation skills?
Okay.
How do you get consistent at making?
Okay, cool. Conversation skills. So first off, before I dive into this, it's kind of fucking crazy that it's kind of crazy that's on there, like with everything I've been talking about over the last like month. So perfect fucking moment actually right now. So in March or April, basically I started working on a full-length course recently. And the course is going to be completely and utterly directed at what I believe to be is the number one, like, biggest plague when it comes to pickup, seduction, dating, all of these different things, which is most guys have an inability to really hold a very, like, a good, engaging, solid conversation with a woman. A lot of guys will create this sort of 5 to 10 minute piece of themselves, this highlight reel that they're able to show off in the field, and then they show that off and get a number, and maybe there was even some physical attraction there. A girl will then go on a date with this guy, and this guy will be wondering why he can't keep girls in his life. And then you ask him about it, and he'll pretty much, if he's being honest with himself, he'll say, well, the date was pretty boring, it kind of was stagnant, and we didn't really vibe. A question that I get a lot of times, how do you never run out of things to say? How is it that you just keep talking and talking and talking? Because if you guys have seen my day game infields, which if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've obviously seen my day game infields, but I literally never, ever run out of things to say. And what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to create a video about this topic, about never running out of things to say, sexualizing the conversation, slowly sexually escalating a conversation, especially on a date or within an interaction, to get a girl to be willing to go home with you or to be pulled or whatever the desired result here. And what happens when I try to make these videos is there's just so many complexities to this. There's just so many. There's the audacity to be heard, which I made a video about a long time ago. There's a lot of it that has to do with actual conversational structures. It has to do with confidence. It has to do with all of these different things. I went through a period of time where I was actually preparing subject matter and then practicing talking about that subject matter to my wings and even to myself and things to that nature. So what'll happen is I'll try making a video about it and I realize it's just so insanely complex that I've actually decided to create an entire full-length course on this subject. So that again is me kind of trying to explain it. It's very complex. Take some nuggets out of what you just heard, but I can't really fit it into one video. I mean, if I had to give it a 30-second sort of thing here, honestly, the thing that I mentioned a second ago, the audacity to be heard. This idea that there's not really a reason for you to be talking to a stranger about your passions and the things that you believe in or what you did earlier that day or a great restaurant that you just checked out or any of these things. This is a fucking stranger, and she might even be thinking that for a second. I don't even know this guy, and he's starting to talk about some stupid fucking bar that he just went and checked out recently. She might be having those thoughts. But the fact of the matter is it takes a certain level of audacity to be like, fuck it, I don't care whether it's weird or goes against social norms or goes against what is considered to be polite or not polite. I'm gonna fucking talk about this shit because it's what I want to talk about. So really start to focus in on doing whatever the fuck it is that you want to do, both in life, in the field, and especially within your conversations. So I'll have more details coming out soon about the Conversations product, about having engaging conversations, sexually escalating your conversations, being able to really vibe and never running out of things to say. It's definitely the thing that I feel like is one of my major specialties in pickup. I think it's one of the things that has gotten me the most results. And I also definitely think it's one of the things that I see missing the most in a lot of guys' game. So I'll have a lot more details coming out about that very soon. And that pretty much sums it up. That was the last comment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that sums it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that this was cool. Comment below if you liked this format or if you think it could use some work or whatever. Just something I really wanted to try out to sort of be engaging with you guys a little more. And honestly, I think one of the things that I love the most, this was like a fun video to film.
Yeah.
Because I love just ranting about game. Like, I love when people ask me questions about pickup and I can just fucking tap into my knowledge base and just fucking go on it. That's what I enjoy that more than like, I have this idea that I want to talk about. Let me set the camera up now. Okay, guys, so like, I like this more.
Yeah, it refreshes me too.
It feels more natural, so I enjoyed this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Comment below, let me know. Go ahead and smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Don't wanna just a lie.